You will be testing a wide range of many different types of websites. These websites are included in the Citizen Lab test list, which fall under 30 broad and different types of website categories. But what if you only want to test very specific types of website categories? For example, what if you only want to test news media websites? Or what if you only want to test specific human rights websites? How do you go about doing that with OONI Probe? To limit your testing to specific types of website categories, you can go to the settings of the OONI Probe app. Through the settings, you have various test options, and under websites, there is a test option pertaining to website categories that are tested. By default, all 30 categories of websites are enabled. To explore what types of categories these are, and to potentially limit your testing to only certain types of website categories, click on the Edit button. In doing so, you will have a new page where you can see the 30 different types of categories of websites that you will be testing. As you can see, these are many different types of categories, ranging from online dating, economics, environmental websites, file sharing, gaming, social networking sites, and many others such as human rights issues, LGBTIQ websites, news media websites, websites that express political criticism, and so on. The reason why all these different types of websites are included as part of the testing is because we'd want to ensure that a broad range of different type of content is tested in order to be able to potentially identify different forms of censorship in different countries and to be able to uncover forms of censorship that might not be very well known. So by default, as you can see, all 30 categories are enabled. And you can see this because every category has a tick next to it. With the category code, you have a short description of the type of content that is under it. For example, news media includes major news websites, as well as regional news outlets and independent media. And every category has an iconography next to it, which is also used in the test results. So if we want to assume that we only want to test news media websites, what we can do is that we can click on the Deselect All button. In doing so, all of the website categories have now been deselected. If we only want to test news media, we can then click to enable news media. And now only news media has been selected. To save our option, we click the Save button. And now we see that instead of 30 categories, only one category is enabled. This means that when we start to test websites with OONI Probe, we will only be testing news media websites. If you would like to change the categories, you can click the Edit button and select other categories of websites that you want to test. For example, if you also want to test websites that express critical political viewpoints and which therefore might be more vulnerable to blocking, you can enable this category. Similarly, you can enable any other category you may want to test, such as human rights issues. Then we save our options, and we see now that we have 3 categories enabled, which means that when we run OONI Probe to test websites, we will only test websites that fall under these 3 categories. So that would be news media websites, websites that express political criticism, and human rights websites. If we want to go back to testing all website categories, we can click on the Edit button and select All by clicking the Select All button. Now that we've selected all categories, we can click Save, and now we'll go back to testing 30 categories. Once we have determined which categories of websites we want to test, we can go back to the dashboard and perform website testing.